In our story, or we will call it a fabulous journey, there is a magical object. It is a kaleidoscope. And with its help, we can find ourselves in any country in the world at any historical time. And because this is a musical journey, we certainly choose Vienna, the musical capital of Mozart's time. We are rotating the kaleidoscope. And we arrive in Vienna, October 11th, 1791. Mozart is writing a letter to his wife.
My dear Constance, I miss you terribly. Our family never seems to be together. And what are we going to do about our boy? He's in trouble again at school. The headmaster even sent me a letter. Carl isn't working. He's rude to the other boys. He even skips his classes. Now I have to go up to the school. I don't have time for this nonsense. Children are even mucking up my opera. We have to have 3 young genies who can fly through the air. I've made a decision about the 3 of them. I'm going to cut them all out of the opera. I also hired a carriage to the school so I can straighten out Carl. Carl. If only you knew what I went through when I was your age.
Let's visit little Mr. Mozart. To do this, we are heading west. Munich.
Your Majesty, my lords and ladies. Your Majesty, my lords and ladies. It's my honor to present to this noble court the brightest star of the realm, my own son, Johann Chrysostom Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
What an adorable little muppet. Does he perform tricks?
Nothing common, I assure you, ma'am. He is the wonder of music. He is a soul of a man in the body of a child.
How intriguing. Can he play?
Most assuredly, ma'am, and more. He's a composer and a conductor.
A child of 8 years. A composer?
Pray, lend your attendance to this marvel. Wolfgang, take the baton. You will conduct the King's Orchestra.
Gentlemen of the orchestra, I expect your obedience to Master Mozart.
Come, Wolfie. Stand up on the chair so the orchestra can see you. Ignore them. Our first symphony just finished yesterday.
Bravo! Come here. Master Mozart, how extraordinary you are, little man. Why do you look at me in that way?
Son, the Queen has asked you a question. Answer, Her Majesty.
He's shy. Come, sit beside me. That's right. Now, whisper it in my ear. He says he wants to marry me. Alas, my little chevalier, I cannot accept your offer. But you may kiss my hand.
You are probably wondering what happens next. To find out, we are heading to Rome with the help of our magic kaleidoscope. And here's little Mr. Mozart. Wait, what is he doing? He's writing his 5th symphony at 10 years old. Someone is knocking on the door. Let's see what happens next.
Open up, it's the police.
What do they want? Wolfgang, go in the room. Yes, officer, what can I do for you?
Signor Leopold Mozart, you are suspected of hiding a criminal from the police of Rome. Our sources were walking around and heard your son singing music from the chapel. They tell me that a certain Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart may have stolen from the pub.
From From the Pope? But my son is only 10 years old. What is he accused of stealing?
You visited the Sistine Chapel yesterday, and while you were there, it is suspected that you stole music from the choir.
Wolfgang would never steal music from other composers. He writes his own.
Then, senor, how do you account the music on your desk? You know there is the longest anyone singing this piece. It is so beautiful that it is on once a year, and only the Pope's choir may sing it.
It's rather hard to explain. Well, my son probably just memorized the music while he was listening. I don't know how he did it. We were standing over the corridor, listening to the boys' voices. Then he just came home and wrote down everything from memory.
You expect me to believe that a 10-year-old boy heard this music for the first time, then wrote the whole thing from memory? Senor Mozart, do you think I'm a fool?
My son is a rather unusual young man. He has a special gift for music. You see, when he was only 4 years old, he picked up my violin and played it perfectly, without a single lesson.
Ah, very mysterious. But we are talking about choir music. Look, this invitation just arrived.
What? The letters from the Vatican? Wow, it's for you, Wolfgang. And they have an escort outside to take you there.
This is such a funny, yet sad story at the same time. It happened with Mozart in Rome, but now it is time for us to return to Vienna. Our magic kaleidoscope will help us again. Of course, you've recognized the music of the great Beethoven. We are heading west again. Munich! Excuse me, sir. I said excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, son. What did you say? My hearing is not what it used to be. Do I know you?
I'm not sure, but you?
Beethoven is my name. Ludwig van Beethoven.
Do you remember Mozart?
Mozart? I played for him. Sometimes the music is like a wild beast. You have to struggle and tame it. I write and rewrite my music and tear it all up again, Oh, how I used to envy him. Those beautiful musical scores without a mistake, never a crossing out. Every note seemed to know its place on the paper. It was like an artist painting its portrait. I remember when I visited him. He was a charming host. They continued to chat about the weather, about court gossip, about the kids. And he never stopped writing his music. I couldn't take my eyes off him. Once, he just paused to sip a bit of coffee. Without so much as a second thought, he lowered his cup and wrote a melody so beautiful it made me catch my breath. He is a genius. Every musician is a child of Mozart. Whenever a musician plays the piano or sings a song, Mozart is standing behind them, encouraging and filling their ears with possibilities. And now that his life is gone forever, I play his music to remember him. Listen to his music.
I hope you enjoyed our trip and you learned something new about Mozart and his music.
Now that everything is over, it's time to reveal our family secret of making cookies, which I learned from my grandmother. And so, the Mozart family recipe. Take a small, preferably fun tune. Add some violins, a pinch of crescendo, and half a glass of flute sounds. Add 3 sharps. Stir well and mold the dough into the shape of a triangle. Cover with a large drum and put into a symphonic oven. At a temperature that the conductor can withstand, of course. After 30 minutes, the cookies will be ready. Meanwhile, we will listen to music. It smells very nice. Let's take them out and taste them. Oh my buck, where did everything go? There isn't a single crumb left. Wait a second. I think I know who stole all the cookies. And you probably do too. It was Beethoven.
Oh goodness, no, I never wrote a problem. How could this happen? Slept on is here again, but we have fun. We started out with cookies in a jar out on the counter. With cookies in a jar out on the counter. We started out with cookies in a jar, but we advised the sharks compromised. Some of the cookies from the cookie jar. Some of the cookies, so we must find out who they are. Some of the cookies from the cookie jar, the cookies from the cookie jar. We must find out who they are. Some of the cookies, we must find out who they are. Snickerdoodle, chocolate chip, a peanut butter bar. Some of the cookies from the cookie jar, some ordinary and the ginger star. The cookies from the cookie jar. We cannot find the cookies must protect the cookie jar. We must protect the cookie jar, or we'll be sad. We learn to try from last